Hello everyone. It's James again. And today, I want to talk about a telling sign that you might be dealing with a narcissist. Or someone that has toxic narcissistic traits. And this is a sign that many overlook. And sadly there are many of these small signs we overlook. And this is one of the many to pay attention to. And to trust your gut feeling on. And it's very simple really. Here's an example. A new woman joined the company I'm at. And she has made somewhat of a big deal about being new and not knowing the certain parts of town. And how she gets lost driving around. And how the streets are confusing. On and on and on. Right. When talking to her about this, I mentioned a nearby town. And how it's a great place to relax and find good food. And to be able to see a lot of nice things. She said, "Oh wow. That sounds like so much fun. I've never been there before." Then a couple of days later, she mentioned how she eats all the time at a particular restaurant that is located in the town. She said she's never been to before. I know, right? You see, narcissists are always putting their feelers out there to see who will be the empath that will run up and save their day. Who will try to entertain them and take on their problems. And they oftentimes do this by pretending they don't know how to do something they actually know how to do quite well. And then right in front of you, will do that thing that they said they don't know how to do. Or say they go to a place all the time they said they never have gone to. And the narcissist does this for a few reasons. One, they want to see who will be the empath running up to them trying to save their day. And two, they want to see who will let it slide when they let their mask slip by either saying they go all the time to this place when they said they've never been there. Or they say they can't do a task they end up later on being able to do quite well. Because if you just let that slide, that is an indicator to them that you are someone they can abuse over and over. And there is something in you that will allow this. No matter it be you are needy, codependent, or whatever. Because in their mind, they know what they are doing is wrong. And they feel and believe that no one in their right mind should put up with such nonsense. And if someone does, that means to them this person is ripe for abuse and easy for them to manipulate. And to backtrack a minute. When I say letting it slide, or not letting it slide, I'm not talking about confronting them. Because in most cases it's not even worth it. However, what I mean is just not dealing with them again. Or not dealing with them seriously if you have to interact with them on a day-to-day basis. Because if you aren't running around trying to help them, and you aren't trying to put yourself in their world so to speak, they will see and understand their manipulative test didn't work on you. And you aren't a good candidate for their abuse. Now let's say you do confront them. Which I don't advise. Because it will be a complete waste of your time. But let's say you do. Chances are they will gaslight you and say they never said such a thing. And if you go along with this gaslighting, they will deem you ripe for their abuse. But if you fight against it and say, "No, I know for a fact that's what you said," you just made an enemy and this narcissist will now work night and day to take you down. So in this instance when this happened to me, I just smiled inside because I knew what this person was up to. And now I know what type of a person I'm dealing with. Now there are instances when the narcissist will do this. When they might let their full mask drop. Only when it's you and them. Kind of like, "I'm going to show you what evil I am." But no one will believe you if you told them kind of thing. A great example of this is the movie The Orphan. If you want to see pretty much all of the manipulative behaviors a person can display be displayed all in one movie. This is the movie. I have to warn you. The movie is very graphic. But you will see every single thing we've talked about here on this channel. In this one movie. And in this movie, there's a scene when the little so-called girl goes into the home of her new family. And she sees a nice big piano. And her eyes gets big and she pretends like she's never seen such a wonderful thing. and pretends like she would just love to have someone teach her how to play. Then later on in the movie, when she's done a bunch of evil, and the one person she lets her mask drop with first is the mother in the home. The mother one day hears the piano being played in the other room, as if a professional is playing it. She goes into the room with the piano, and she sees this so-called child playing the piano like she's been classically trained. This so-called child smugly turns to the foster mother and makes a smart comment and walks off. And I believe I've mentioned this before. Narcissists can go from dumb to smart in the blink of an eye. By using small words. Talking like they just don't know anything. Then out of the blue, they are a genius, talking like an arch-villain from a James Bond movie. And if they choose to drop their mask fully with the not knowing how to do something routine. But then all of a sudden they do. This behavior change usually is accompanied with it. The key here is to not let it slide. You don't have to be a jerk either or confront the people that do this. Just make a mental note. And move on. Because it was little things like this that we didn't understand were really big things when we first met the narcissist that was in our life. Because the first thought is, well, it's not a big deal. I'm not perfect. And neither are they. Not knowing and understanding. This wasn't an accident. This was done on purpose. To fish for a prey item. Much like a hunter or predator puts a trap out there to see what helpless animal will step into it. Even though things don't seem quite right and everything is saying danger, danger. So trust your gut. And see these little signs for what they are. You are dealing with a professional manipulator. And your best response is to just quietly slip away and off of their radar and onto bigger and better things. Such as living your life. With that said, I do hope you found this information helpful. And I do hope your day was blessed. And until next time. Bye for now. And be good to yourself.